people who come into the church should be thinking, my goodness, what kind of God do these people worship?
Right.
Why are these people acting like this? So that creates the context in which they hear the gospel. These people act like they really think God is God.
Right. Right.
You know, like, this is not the kind of little g God that I'm used to thinking about.
Mm-hmm.
One thing he says is really good, and that is evangelism exists because worship does not. Mission exists because worship does not. In other words, worshiping God is it's what we were created for.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And because people aren't worshiping Him, they're missing out on the very purpose of existence, and we need to bring them into that. So as long as God is not being worshipped anywhere, that's where we need to go with the gospel.
Right. Right.
And that means that our churches need to be characterized by worship. And worship doesn't just mean spending 30 or 40 minutes standing up and singing modern choruses.
Right. Right. Right.
Singing praise to God is part of worship, but there's a whole lot more to it than that.
Right.
And it involves prayer and singing, and it involves the Lord's Supper and baptism, and it involves preaching. But it's when the church comes together, there should be a sense of the fact that God is God, and we are putting ourselves before Him on our faces in the dust, so that He can raise us up.
Hmm.
And the astonishing wonder that He accepts us, that while we were yet sinners, Christ died for us. You know,
Right.
people who come into the church should be thinking, my goodness, what kind of God do these people worship?
Right.
Why are these people acting like this? So that creates the context in which they hear the gospel, is that these people act like they really think God is God.
Right. Right.
Like, this is not the kind of little g God that I'm used to thinking about.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, there's a lot that we need to be doing, and if Nation does nothing else that get us start thinking in those terms, it matters so much that we are faithful, that our churches and our institutions are faithful, and they're not going to be simply because we treat them with benign neglect. Faithfulness is something that has to be earned and fought for every day in your own personal life and in your organizational life. You can't take it for granted, or it will disappear.